30 trips around the Circle City Raceway, because this is what you saved your lunch money for. To the green here on night number 1 of Indiana Midget Week. You're going to dash off into turns 1 and 2. They thought about taking it 3 wide for the top spot there for a moment. 𝑯𝑰𝑮𝑯𝑚𝑺 going to run away with the top of the podium on lap number 1. The pristineauction.com number 86 turns it down quickly. Both drivers looking to the bottom side of the racetrack. It will be 𝑯𝑰𝑮𝑯𝑚𝑺 carrying better momentum onto the back straightaway. Jason Percy still right there in the hunt, though, as they work into turns 3 and 4. Now 𝑯𝑰𝑮𝑯𝑚𝑺 going to slide himself through turns 3 and 4. Catching that battle is going to be the 21K of Carter Sarf. Sarf just off of a victory over the weekend with the Extreme Outlaw Midgets, trying to score his first national win here in USAC competition. He's going to go ahead and throw it in for the second spot. Can the Shark bite? Not quite. Everybody's still chasing Logan 𝑯𝑰𝑮𝑯𝑚𝑺. They're battling, but 𝑯𝑰𝑮𝑯𝑚𝑺 is really not able to get away from him that much. Only a few car lengths between him and that ferocious battle for the second spot. Persley down to the bottom, has some grip to the front straightaway, has to wait on the car just a little bit there at the flag stand, and now Sarf to the inside. He'll take over the second spot. Persley out to the middle, has to wait on the car. He's in danger of falling back to 4th and almost 5th now, as you've got another player entering the mix. Cale Drake in the 97. He is reeled in this battle. Fantastic racing going on. Second on back. Logan 𝑯𝑰𝑮𝑯𝑚𝑺 just trying to stay out in front of it. His advantage just shy of 0.8 of a second, as Sarf is not safe in second. Here comes Persley to the middle. Here comes KTJ down to the bottom. Kevin Thomas with a run to the inside. The Metalloid one, number 14. He'll take over second as they work into turns 1 and 2. It was Sarf at the line, but it's Kevin Thomas Jr. onto the far side of the speedway. They are giving chase to your leader now. Logan 𝑯𝑰𝑮𝑯𝑚𝑺 again, his advantage less than half a second. Down to the bottom side of the racetrack. He's going to try to contend for the race lead. 𝑯𝑰𝑮𝑯𝑚𝑺 through the middle and up to the cushion onto the back straightaway. Kevin Thomas now to his inside for the race lead as they have gotten by the 21 of Sarf. Here comes the 97 right through the middle, nearly 3 wide for the race lead. Cale Drake into the mix now. Cale Drake up to the cushion, the 57 across the racetrack, the 14 down to the bottom. New leader maybe as they work into turns 3 and 4. Added by a half a car. The 14 of Kevin Thomas Jr. did lead the last time by. He's going to come around and he's going to lead one more. Cale Drake up into second. Logan 𝑯𝑰𝑮𝑯𝑚𝑺 back to third. Drake bounces her off the wall in the middle of turns 1 and 2, but it's going to launch him to the back straightaway. The Eibach entry working top shelf through turn 3. Going to diamond it down across the bottom off of turn number 4. Looking for the race lead at the line. He's got it. Cale Drake comes around to take over with 9 laps remaining. Bounces her off the concrete one more time. Kevin Thomas back to his inside. An absolute dogfight at the front of the field. Moving somewhat of an I-30 line. Takes it from the top of 3 down to the bottom of turn number 4, but KTJ's back up top. Kevin Thomas Jr. back to the race lead. Cale Drake still right there in second. Huge run onto the back straightaway. Has it onto turn number 3. Where will he take his line this time? Once again, able to pitch the car down to the middle, but it's going to be Kevin Thomas. No, Cale Drake by 0.031 seconds that time. 7 laps remain, and they are starting to see the back of the field. Drake once again in the 97. Trying to get a run on Kevin Thomas. Kevin grazed that infield tire just a little bit, raised the car up, able to bolt it down the front straightaway. 0.013 the difference that time. It has been under 1/10 of a second about the last 3 times by. 5 laps remain. Kevin Thomas hooks the infield tire, and just like that, Cale Drake is back in the mix. It was Drake at the line by 0.024. Kevin Thomas muscling that inside line, trying everything he can to get the advantage here as we work into the closing laps. Once again, it is still Cale Drake, about the best advantage he's had over the last few laps. Brings it out to just over 0.2 of a second. He continues to work the middle to top, that inside line. It is all in the hands of Kevin Thomas Jr. Just needing to put some smooth laps and trying to get some momentum built on the bottom. But right now, Cale Drake, the advantage to him with that momentum. Bounces her once again off of the concrete onto the back straightaway. Every time he goes up, he hits the middle of 1 and 2 just right, and it just jettisons him down the back straightaway. Has to wait on the car that time a little bit through turn 3, but Kevin Thomas goes in, finds the infield tire, gets the car skyward for a moment as the white flag is about to fly in this one. Onto the back straightaway and lap traffic dead ahead. Will this have a play in the outcome of this one? Trying to use lap cars as a pick so far. That's the way it's going to go. It'll be Cale Drake taking it off into turns 1 and 2. Kevin Thomas still around the bottom, working by the slower number 86X on the back straightway. Into turn 3, this time out of turn number 4. Checkered flag is going to fly, and Cale Drake is going to win night number 1 of Indiana Midget Week. That $5,000 score here tonight. Let him hear it one more time. Cale Drake, your winner in 97.
How patient were you waiting for that kind of moment to happen?
Yeah, I accidentally did that move in 1 and 2 and kind of gained on the guys ahead of me, and I was like, whew, if we can replicate that, we're going to be hard to beat. And once I made it happen, we were able to just pick right through them. They were hanging really bad off the exit, and I could just really make the diamond line work. I was able to drive into the corners so hard thanks to having such a good race car, and I really just had to get it turned and come down the hill. When there's not much to lean on up there and it's really slick, you got to come up with unique lines like that, and man, that was really fun. I didn't think we were going to have anything for him early on in that race. We were just struggling and just at a standstill, really. I could bounce on them when they'd make a mistake, but other than that, I really didn't have any speed. And then I stumbled upon that line, and it worked out really well for us. But yeah, that was super cool, and just huge thanks to this crowd for being out here making this possible. And the 𝑯𝑰𝑮𝑯𝑚𝑺 Keith Kunz Motorsports 97K was just on rails.
If you can believe it, from 9th to 1st, you're still tonight's Rod and Supply hard charger, even though you're sitting in victory lane. We're passing cars in the back, a little bit different than when you got to the front and that opportunity for the lead opened up.
Yeah, they were racing really, really hard in front of me, and so it slowed them all down and just really opened the doors for me. But to grab another Rod and Supply, a hard charger is unreal. We've passed so many race cars this year, and I think that's just a testament to the race cars that I've been had the pleasure of sitting in, and it just makes my job really easy. If only I could just start off my night a little bit better, but it doesn't seem to drag us down too bad. So yeah, just super grateful for everyone that makes this possible, and I'm excited to get after it the rest of the week.
Night number 1 of Indiana Midget Week goes to Cale Drake and Keith Kunz Motorsports. He sits in victory lane tonight at Circle City.